The Pacific stretches endlessly, a vast desert of blue beneath an overcast sky. The recovery vessel Sentinel cuts through the swells with steady purpose. On deck, hydraulic cranes stand like skeletal sentinels, waiting. Dr. Elena Vasquez scans the horizon with intense, sharp eyes.
We work hard behind the scenes to entertain you. Please support us by subscribing our channel.
She wears a weathered jacket, her gray hair pulled back tight. Her hands grip a clipboard covered in sonar readings. This is what we do. We bring history back from the deep. We give voices to the machines that fell silent, and to the people who flew them. Marcus Chen checks his recovery harness with practiced, precise movements. The MQ-25 Stingray went down in 1944, an experimental jet reconnaissance aircraft. Only 3 were ever built. It vanished on a classified mission, no distress call. No wreckage found. For 80 years it was just gone. Until a fishing trawler Sonar found an anomaly. The deck crew moves with quiet, efficient purpose. Captain Novak emerges from the bridge, his face weathered and creased. We're holding position over the coordinates. Depth is 340 meters. The weather window is stable. Elena nods, making notations on her charts. It's down there, waiting. Beneath the hull, the sonar array hums, sending pulses into the abyss. In the operations center, screens glow with green and black images. A shape appears, angular, man-made. Marcus activates his dive computer, scrolling through the checklist. The jet rests on a ledge. Below that, a drop to 900 meters. One wrong move and we lose it forever. Elena understands the stakes. This isn't just wreckage. It's a piece of history. The pilot was Lieutenant James Rourke, 26 years old, testing new systems. His family never knew what happened. Today we change that. The crew reviews safety protocols with deliberate care. The Sentinel settles into position. The deck falls silent. The hunt is about to begin. The remotely operated vehicle breaks the surface like a mechanical insect. It is lowered over the side on a thick umbilical cable. Inside the dim control room, Elena takes the primary controls. Sonar operator Thomas Wright monitors the acoustic imaging. Passing 50 meters, thermocline detected. The ROV's cameras show the descent into deepening blue. Particles drift like snow in the vehicle's lights. Elena adjusts the trajectory, compensating for the current. Descending through 100 meters, all systems nominal. The ocean reveals itself in layers of fading light. Marcus stands behind her, watching with a diver's experienced eye. Passing 200 meters. Sonar contact holding steady. The seafloor emerges from the darkness, a world of volcanic rock and swaying corals. Elena slows the rove to a careful hover. She rotates the vehicle, its lights scanning the rocky terrain. A school of pale, large-eyed fish scatters from the light. Her concentration is absolute, and then they see it. The Stingray emerges from the abyss. Marcus whispers, overcome. Dear God. The aircraft is covered in rust and marine growth. Its sleek lines are visible beneath the decay. Elena guides the ROV closer for inspection. The aluminum skin is pitted and flaking. The engine intakes are choked with sediment. She circles the wreck slowly, documenting every angle. The tail is intact, the rudder frozen. The wings show stress fractures. This was not a violent crash. It glided down. Thomas zooms in on the fuselage numbers. MQ-2502, the second prototype. Marcus points to the main screen, the cockpit. The canopy is gone, sediment filling the space. A leather flight jacket is secured to the seat frame. Elena's hands tighten on the controls. She has seen this before. Personal effects that survive against all odds. Lieutenant Rourke, we found you. The ROV's manipulator arm extends with gentle hydraulic precision. It collects a sample of the marine growth. They work with careful respect. This is a recovery, not just salvage. Elena reviews the structural scans and data readouts. The frame appears intact. The ledge is solid. She looks at Marcus, her decision made. We can lift her. Dawn breaks over the Sentinel. The massive recovery crane swings into position. Engineers prepare the custom steel cradle. Marcus, now in an orange dry suit, checks his harness. His dive partner, Rivera, gives a thumbs up. The heavy cradle is lowered over the side into the water. Marcus and Rivera enter the ocean and begin their long descent. On deck, the crew watches in tense silence. Captain Novak monitors the weather. Elena watches the dive telemetry. 340 meters down, Marcus's light finds the Stingray. The sight in person is staggering. He signals to Rivera. They maneuver the cradle beneath the fuselage. Marcus's hands work carefully, securing a heavy strap around a wing root. Rivera chips away growth fused to the rock. Time feels stretched in the crushing pressure and darkness. Marcus attaches the final stabilization cable, cross-bracing the aircraft. He circles it one last time, his light on the faded insignia. Lieutenant Rourke, we're bringing you home. Cradle is rigged and secure, ready for ascent. Elena takes a deep breath in the control room. Crane operator, begin primary lift. 5 meters per minute. The crane motors engage with a deep hum. Cables go taut, shedding water. Below, the cradle shifts, taking the weight. The Stingray lifts from the volcanic rock. A massive cloud of sediment billows upwards. Marcus and Rivera ascend alongside, watching for any sign of failure. Passing 300 meters, ascent rate steady, no anomalies. The slow, controlled climb becomes a meditation. The aircraft rises through the eternal darkness. At 100 meters, distant sunlight filters down from above. Marcus and Rivera surface, gasping in the air and light. They are pulled aboard, exhausted. They stand at the rail, watching the cables. With a tremendous surge of water, the Stingray breaks the surface. It swings gently in the crane's grip, seawater streaming from its body. The cradle rotates toward the deck. Riggers guide it down with hand signals. It touches down with a solid, final thud. The crew swarms forward to secure it. Elena walks from the control room into the sunlight. She approaches and touches the corroded metal. We did it. The impossible salvage is complete. The deck transforms into a conservation lab. Dr. Sarah Chun directs a low-pressure freshwater rinse. Rust-orange runoff flows across the tarps. Marcus, in coveralls, crouches by the cockpit. He brushes sediment from the instrument panel. Elena cleans a brass plate on the cockpit rim. Prototype 2, Grumman Aircraft Engineering Corporation. A technician extracts a waterlogged flight log from a compartment. Dr. Chun handles the fragile pages with infinite care. The last entry is dated April 17, 1944. The writing ends mid-sentence. The deck crew stands in solemn silence. Technicians remove barnacles, revealing patches of original blue-gray paint. Elena cleans an area below the cockpit. 5 small mission silhouette markings appear. Marcus looks from the markings to the empty cockpit. The 6th one brought him here. A technician finds initials scratched near the throttle, JTR. From the flight jacket's pocket, a photograph is recovered. A young woman smiling. On the back, it reads, Margaret, Boston, 1943. Elena places the photo into a special conservation case. Aviation historians arrive, marveling at the revolutionary wing design. Technicians find the engine turbine blades surprisingly intact. Weeks later, a Skycrane helicopter lifts the Stingray from the ship. It carries the aircraft toward the shore against the vast sky. The restoration hangar is a vast, climate-controlled space. Mitch, the project director, walks around the corroded jet. She's in rough shape, but I've seen worse fly again. The meticulous disassembly begins. Every part is photographed and cataloged. The wings come off, revealing the internal structure. Amanda Patel analyzes the original aluminum alloys. We must match the specifications exactly. A technician hand fabricates a replacement rivet. David Ochoa meticulously disassembles the early turbojet engines. He cleans a hand-forged turbine blade. He compares a new blade to an original blueprint. They are identical. Rachel Kim studies a vintage vacuum tube radio schematic. She hand solders a connection with precise care. Mitch moves between teams, coordinating the symphony of restoration. A technician bends a new hydraulic line by hand. The instrument panel is rebuilt, gauge by delicate gauge. The original control stick is preserved and reinforced. A new canopy is hand-formed over an old mold. Time-lapse shows the skeleton being skinned with new aluminum panels. The exact blue-gray paint is mixed and applied. 18 months later, Mitch stands back. The restored Stingray gleams, looking factory new. Fire up the engines? On a cool morning at the Naval Air Station, Colonel Jennifer Wade completes her pre-flight. She settles into the cockpit, shaped to Lieutenant Rourke's dimensions. The port engine coughs, then roars to life. The starboard engine follows. The restored team watches from the tarmac. Elena watches, tears in her eyes. Wade advances the throttles. The Stingray accelerates down the runway. It lifts off with graceful, powerful ease. The crowd on the ground erupts in cheers and embraces. Elena whispers to the sky, "Lieutenant Rourke, your bird is flying again." At 10,000 feet, Wade banks the jet over the Pacific. She tests the controls, a smile on her face. She handles like she's brand new. The Stingray turns back toward land, soaring over the coast. On final approach, the landing gear locks down. The main tires chirp smoothly on the runway. It rolls to a stop. The engines wind down into silence. The hangar is transformed for a celebration. Photographs of the journey line the walls. The teams mingle with guests and officials. Elena approaches Margaret Rourke Kellerman in her wheelchair. She hands her a small wooden box. Margaret opens it to find the photograph of her young self. Tears stream down her face. He carried me with him. Marcus watches with his team, a deep fulfillment in his eyes. Mitch shows engineering students the details of their work. Colonel Wade explains the flight characteristics to historians. Sunset light streams into the hangar, gilding the aircraft. An official unveils a bronze plaque beside the Stingray. In memory of First Lieutenant James Thomas Rourke. Margaret is wheeled closer. She reaches out and touches the restored fuselage. "Thank you. Thank you for bringing him back." Elena stands with her crew, sharing a look of quiet triumph. The Stingray sits under the lights, a monument to history. Outside, the Pacific is dark under a starry sky, the same stars that watched its final flight. A slow pushing on the aircraft, a beacon against the dark.